to another video, and today I wanted to talk about the bullshit behind the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League game, because it is fucking absurd what's going on with this game, and I have to ask myself, like, who is this game for? And that's the whole point of this video. It's kind of a rant video, I guess. It's been a while since I've done one of those, so let's go ahead and just jump into it. A couple weeks ago at the Sony State of Play, which I find most Sony State of Plays a waste of time, because I feel like they could just put out like a literal news article that has trailers in it. Like these events are never really fucking exciting. I got a cool Resident Evil trailer that confirms to me that I'm getting Mercenaries mode. Awesome, I look forward to that. Did I need a 30-minute presentation for that? And a bunch of VR games that I'll probably never play because I don't have any desire to buy a PSVR 2? Yeah, probably not. So, but this video is not about how shitty State of Plays are. This video is specifically about Suicide Squad. What the fuck is this game? I'm a huge Rocksteady fan. I've actually been watching my girlfriend replay Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. She's been playing those like remasters, remakes, whatever you want to call them, that came out a couple years ago. They're not the best remakes, but they're the best way to play them on a modern console. I've been watching those, and it just reminds me of like how great those games were, how they still are great, and all the different features and stuff that are in that game. I mean, think about like from detective mode, the combat system, you know, just how the game story is weaved in and out. Like, there's so many cool aspects to those games. Even Arkham Knight, there's so much cool shit about it. We haven't had a new Rocksteady game since Arkham Knight, which was in 2015. It's been 8 fucking years, right? And then they announced, what was it, back in, it feels like forever. I want to say it was August or September of 2020, whenever they had that first DC fandom, is when they finally showed the Suicide Squad game. And it was kind of confirmed at the time, hey, this is probably going to be a 4-player co-op game. Fine, cool, whatever. I have no problem with a 4-player co-op Suicide Squad game. What they showed definitely looked next gen. I think visually the game looks really good. And we know Rocksteady can tell a really good story. I mean, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City have some of the best Batman stories and are honestly the best Batman video games ever made. Arkham Knight has some story stumbles in my opinion, but still a great game. So this should be a slam dunk, and Rocksteady's been out there and said for many years now, this is the game that they've wanted to make. Let's flash forward to, I'd say probably early January, when some screenshots of the Suicide Squad leaked confirming the game's a live service game. Now, you have to go back and you have to look at kind of the timeline for this game. When Arkham Knight shipped and they said, hey, we're going to sit down, we're going to conceptualize what our next project's going to be. What was the big fucking thing in that 2-year window, 2015 to 2017? Live service games. Think about it. You had Destiny, you had the rise of Fortnite, you had the rise of all these free-to-play games. And so live service becomes a real huge thing. And that's why they probably looked at the time. I don't think they anticipated taking until 2023 to put their game out. Obviously, the pandemic has to play a factor in that part of it, but they clearly went into this game saying, hey, this will be a next-gen only game, and I do believe that is the right decision, especially at this point. But it makes sense why it's a live service game. So when those screenshots came out, yes, did my heart sink? Absolutely, as many hearts sank that day. But I kind of expected it. The problem and the biggest issue I have from everything we've seen about the Suicide Squad game, especially now with this most recent footage, is just how fucking generic it looks. It doesn't look like a big bombastic story that Rocksteady is trying to tell. It just looks like fucking Crackdown. Like, it just looks like a 4-player co-op game that's a cross between that and maybe this shitty Marvel Avengers game that came out a couple years ago that they're getting ready to shut the servers off for. Like, that's what this looks like, and my heart sinks, because if that's what's going to happen, if that's the game we're going to get, that's massively disappointing. I mean, I will give you full transparency. I recently purchased a second Xbox Series X so that my girlfriend and I can play some of these games that are coming out together on separate screens. I got this TV right here. You know, I have, you know, the OLED out in my living room where the main Series X is, but we both want to have separate screens to play games like Diablo 4 is coming, Redfall is coming. And in my house, I'll be honest, the primary system we use is the Series X, so it made sense for me to get another one. But I'll be honest, one of those games on that list was Suicide Squad. After this recent trailer, I don't think it is anymore. Like, you know, the one thing that she had no interest until they put out the trailer that had confirming this would be Kevin Conroy's final appearance as Batman, and I really want to see that part of the game, and it's going to be a bummer if I don't get to see that right away, but I'm almost looking at this game like Gotham Knights, man. Like, it seems like they're just not ready, and we saw how bad Gotham Knights went. For me, that went from a game that I was excited about to a game that I said I'll wait for a sale to. I don't think I'll ever play that game, if I'm being honest. I think I'm just going to walk away from that game and never play it. And with Suicide Squad, it's just more disappointing because this is Rocksteady. This is the team that made all these great Batman games for years. They should be able to knock this out of the park. But instead, they're just making a live service cooperative shooter. I mean, that's basically what the game looks like. There's melee combat in it too, Arkham style, but again, it's really what it looks like. And I couldn't be more just disappointed in that footage they showed. I just didn't care. Like, that 6 minutes of like gameplay and shit that they were showing, none of it interested me. The entire time I sat there, I'm like, this is boring as fuck. And that's not what I want out of a Suicide Squad game. I mean, I didn't even want a Suicide Squad game, if I'm being honest. I would have rather than make the Superman game that was rumored for a long time, because Superman needs a fucking good video game, okay? Like, we need to finally be able to bury 64 somewhere in the desert with E.T., man. So, I would have been really happy if that was the game they were making, but obviously live service is what sells, and that's where they were going with the game. So, it just looks disappointing. I'm extremely cautious about the game. I'll be fully honest. I don't think I'm going to be doing a review for it on the channel. If I do, it will not be right away, because I just can't justify spending $70 twice, because I'd have to buy myself a copy, my girlfriend a copy. I'd rather put that money towards like Diablo, a game that I know is probably going to be good, and her and I are going to have a fantastic time playing. Obviously, we have Game Pass, so we'll play Redfall. You know, I don't have to pay extra for that, but it's just a bummer. It really just is a bummer. I want to know, and that's the main reason I want to make this video. I mean, obviously, you guys know on the channel, I'm a massive Batman fan. Look at the shit behind me. You know, like, you guys know on the channel, I love Batman. So, and I'm a huge fan of those Arkham games. So is my girlfriend. I mean, those are some of the first video games that she ever played. So, because she didn't grow up a gamer like I did. So, I want to know, and I wanted to do just kind of a gut check video and just see, like, for people out there, are you really this put off by the game like I am, or do you still have the faith there that Rocksteady's going to pull out a winner? So, I would love to know in the comments below, what do you think about the Suicide Squad game? Are you picking it up day one, or are you going to wait for a sale, or just completely pass? As always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you next time.